Tennessee House passes bill to track transgender Tennessee residents. Folks, this shit is anti-freedom, okay? Any adult age person gets to identify however the hell they want. That's called freedom. And to take that away or to track them or anyone for the way that they are is anti-freedom. Like, it's just crazy that we've gotten to the point where just out in the, if this is true, we're going to read this, out in the open, we're just tracking people because of who they want to be in their own lives. That's anti-freedom. Nobody cares if you think, like, being trans is, like, correct. Like, if you hate trans, nobody cares if you hate trans. Like, hang on, let me say this. Nobody cares if you don't think being trans is the right way to be or you don't agree with it. Nobody cares. People still get to do what they want with their own lives. All right, that was a little bit of a idiot hiccup there. But we got there. We got there because freedom, not anti-freedom, freedom. Again, nobody cares if you agree with the lifestyle or condone the lifestyle. Like, it doesn't matter. People get to identify the way they want in their own lives. Freedom. It makes me feel so dumb having to talk about this stuff because you think it's so obvious. But then you read headlines like this and it's not. And like we all, I mean, if you live on the internet at all, you felt it. You felt it creep in, this kind of like garbage. But still, it sucks. It sucks because it's so anti-freedom. Just like leave people alone. Even if you don't agree with their lifestyle, why can't you just leave them alone? It's just like, that seems so simple. But they don't do it. They don't do it. Let's read this. Bill to track transgender Tennesseans passes the House. Tennessee lawmakers could soon track the number of transgender patients seeking gender-affirming care. If you're an adult-aged person, let them do what they like. Who cares? Then they just do what they can do what they want. They can do what they want. Freedom, freedom. All right. Amid a crowd of chanting protesters, the State House passed legislation Thursday that would compile data on trans Tennesseans. State troopers carried one protester out of the House gallery in accordance with rules against vocal protest. Good for them protesting because this is anti-freedom. How many times do some of you have to be told it doesn't matter if you agree with the lifestyle? They can live their lives the way they see fit. They goes for anybody. It doesn't matter who you are. You're doing things with your own life you're making decisions in. Good for you. Do whatever you want. Freedom. Okay. HB blah, blah, blah by Rep. Jeremy Faison, Republican Cosby, would also expand healthcare coverage for people detransitioning and require clinics to report who's accessing gender-affirming care. Dude, what a slap in the face. Not only are they telling some of you out there, you can't be who you want to be, but we're also going to fund people who want to, like, exit that. And you know what? This is freedom, too. This is freedom, too. If you're someone who's transitioned, now you want to detransition, that doesn't mean other people shouldn't ever be allowed to transition. That makes no sense. Do what you want with your life. Detransition then. And the fact that they get healthcare supported for that is good because they're choosing to do with their own lives, what they want to do. Whatever the context is doesn't matter. If they're choosing to do it, they're choosing to do it. Then do the same thing for people who want to transition. They're choosing to do that with their own life. Why can't they have that funded? No, only the one side is because we know what you are. We know what you are. They both should, every healthcare should be a right. Okay, that's where I stand on that. The data would be de-identified, Faison said on the House floor, meaning the reports would not include names, social security numbers, or geographical information. Please, nobody believes that. Nobody believes that. We're going to track you guys, but like, oh, we're not going to like really look. What are you talking about? You're going to track people. You're going to track people. Like, what is that, bro? What is that, bro? Collecting data, red flag, gives us the ability to study trends, outcomes, and effectiveness of treatment without knowing who the patient is, Faison said. Nobody believes you. Nobody believes you. And also, anti-freedom. So we don't even care. I don't even want to listen to your argument when you're saying, I'm going to track people. The rest of it doesn't matter. You're not going to do that because that's wrong, and that's anti-freedom. To track people for choosing in their own lives what they want to do and be. It's just like, come on, dude. Come on. After the vote, Faison told WPLN News that he believes gender-affirming care will eventually fall out of fashion. And so it's important to collect as much data as possible. What does that even mean, man? You think it's going to end up not existing anyways, but let's collect on it while we have it? If you're concerned about it, but you know it's going away, why would you care? This is so mind-numbingly, like, dumb. And we know why they do it, but then they say all these things. They say all these things to head fake you. It's like, we know what you are. We know what you are. People should get to be who they want to be without being tracked. It's like, okay. I believe that we as a society are going to look back on this time that really burst out in 2014. 2014. And think, dear God, what were we thinking? This was as dumb as frontal lobotomies, Faison said. Oh my God, dude. People choosing to be who they want to be is as dumb as frontal lobotomies. Chaplain Daron Annalise Johnson with the Tennessee Equality Project says she's worried about being tracked by a legislature that has passed a record-breaking number of bills rolling back protection for transgender Tennesseans in the past few years. Why? Because you're bigots. Because you don't like you don't accept trans people. That's why. That's the only reason why you do that. Anti-freedom because you don't like them, which is gross and stupid. And oh my God, sucks having to read this sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But we got to call it out and say, like, this is anti-freedom and sucks. Nobody wants this. Well, some of you want it out there, but reflect on why. Reflect on why. Oh my goodness. In 2023, the Tennessee Attorney General's office was able to obtain detailed medical records of transgender patients at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. Why? Yo, this is all so gross, man. People just let them be who they want to be. Johnson said that she supports healthcare coverage for those detransitioning. Like I just said, we do. But that there should also be support for those who don't regret transitioning. And also, we should have a healthcare system for all that supports these kind of mental health affirming cares that are good for people because they get to choose who they want to be in life, then that's freedom. Oh my goodness. They don't talk about the vast percentage of folks who feel more at home, more at ease, more capable, and confident in their own life. Exactly. It's mental health affirming care. That's good. And also, again, at the end of the day, let people be who they want to be. Freedom. What does freedom mean to you if you don't agree with that? Reflect. Because it's not freedom. All right? Let's look at some of these comments. When has the GOP ever passed legislation that actually helps people? Recently? They don't want to use government to help people, which is the only thing that will save the regular common man right now. We have to use government as leverage. What other leverage do we have? But conservatives don't like that. This seems unconstitutional. I hope there is a class action lawsuit against this. Of course. We hope all the things. But they get to where are the consequences? Where's the enforcement in this day and age? I'm super cynical about that. You know what I'm saying? But true. And we got to say, like, this is wrong. This is bad because we should let people be who they want to be in their own goddamn lives. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Why Nazi shape? Okay. They're bigots. That's true. They're bigots. Extreme gerrymandering and the supermajorities it breeds creates laboratories for oligarchy and fascism. True. There's no checks and balances on that at all. Then there needs to be a database of all men who have had a vasectomy and who have children. A searchable database the public has the right to know. Because it's in the same vein, exactly. Why do they only target one area of the populace with this garbage like tracking? It's because you don't like them. You don't accept them, which looks like a bigot, smells like a bigot, walks like a bigot. Okay? You know what I'm saying? When you would apply it, if you would hide it to everyone, you would just do it to everyone. Oh, we're not targeting anyone because we're doing this to everyone. Okay. Oh, no, we're just doing it to this small slice of the population who actually our ideology does not like. It's like, I really question the motives there and what you're trying to do. Once again, as we always do here at this church, freedom. Freedom. We should all have the freedom to be who and what we want to be, regardless of what anyone else thinks. And that is so true, and that is so blessed.